Hi, I am Steve Hunt. I am a certified public accountant and I am the consultant for prosperity and adventure. That's what I think CPA stands for me anyway. I'm the owner of Freedom Wealth Adventure, where I work and partner closely with business leaders and business owners to help them level up their business so you can achieve more freedom, more wealth, and more adventure. And I also own college tax refunds, where we help recent college students claim thousands of dollars they didn't even know they missed on old taxes. So that's me. But I want to tell you today about my morning ritual, why I have it, and what I do. And I'll try to be quick about it. And I want to encourage you to get a morning ritual as well for the reasons that I have mine. I'm going to talk about legendary life and business coach Tony Robbins for a second, how he talks about the most important thing for creating the life and the business and achieving all of our goals that we want, okay, is our energy state. It's the level that we're at, the level of creation. We're always creating things. We're always creating our relationships with our significant other and our family and our friends. We're always creating the results in our business by what we do. We're always creating the results in our health by what we eat and how we work out. Everything we do and all the decisions we make are creating our lives. And if we want to make good decisions and show up in our relationships and in our health and in our business as our best and highest and greatest self, then we need to be operating at a level 10 state. We have to be in this state of energy and positivity, because if we're slumped over in a state of exhaustion and frustration and anger, we're going to make decisions that are going to hurt our relationships, that are not going to be good productivity for our business, that are just not going to be the best decisions for our health. We're going to eat garbage and we're not going to work out because we're just too tired, and we're just not going to create what we want to create. We're going to keep creating more of the same. So I got to get back into a positive state here, because that slump, yeah, yes. Okay, so now I'm up and I'm positive and I've got a power stance, and I've got this high level energy because I want to create a good video right now. And if I'm going to create a good video right now, I've got to be at a level 10 state. So energy state is extremely important. And the problem is that we wake up usually somewhere between like a 2 to a 4. At least I do. I don't wake up at an 8, 9, 10. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I'm a level 3 or 4. I'm tired. I want to go back to bed. And if I get out of bed like that and then I just go through my day, I'm going to be producing garbage all day long and creating a life that is not exactly what I want. So I've got to get myself into a level 10 energy state, a peak state from the beginning of the day. And then throughout the day, I'm going to do several other things that are going to keep my energy up. Like I just did a second ago, where I just sit up straight and I yell and yes, yes. It just makes me feel good to do that kind of a thing. So there are several things that I know make me feel good, and making your body feel good, getting physiologically into an energy state, is a huge part of stepping into a level 10 energy state. So is talking to yourself positive, like with positive affirmations, and also focusing on the good positive things in your life, your gratitude and your love, and the amazing future, the compelling future that you're trying to create. That's more terminology from Tony Robbins there. So we want to get our body into a high energy state. We want to already focus on the good things, and we want to already be speaking positive things to ourselves from the very get-go of the day, so that we are in a top peak state from which we can create the best day possible. That's why I have a morning ritual. Now, let me tell you what I do for my morning ritual. I want you, though, to identify the things you like. Give everything a try if you want, but you want to try new things that you hear somebody says, oh, I do this. This is great. Try it out for a little while, a couple weeks, see how it makes you feel, see if it lifts you to a peak state, and if it doesn't, discard it. Find the things that work for you. So here's what I do for my morning ritual. The first thing you got to know about me is that waking up at a 2, 3, 4 state means that if I don't have the ritual pre-recorded and spoken to me, so that I can simply, when my alarm goes off, I can reach over and I can grab my headset and I can put on my headset and press play on my phone, and now I can listen to my own voice and some beautiful music, some energizing music, speaking to me and telling me, now go do this, and walking me through my morning ritual. Because if I had to get up in the morning, grab my phone and follow a checklist, okay, go get some water, go use the restroom, go for a walk, meditate. If I had to grab my phone and do that, okay, first of all, I'd get on my phone and I'm sure I'd get distracted by emails and Facebook and the news and YouTube and everything that's going on. And before you know it, an hour's gone. I haven't done my morning ritual. I've completely wasted my time. I'm still in my level 3, 4 state. In fact, maybe I've dropped down to a level 2 or level 1 state because of the terrible news, because of some terrible email or some bill that I got in the email or I don't know what. If I'm on my phone first thing, if that's the first thing I do in the morning, and I have to make myself do my morning ritual, it's not going to get done, and I'm going to be in a terrible state all day long. So for me anyway, I've got my morning ritual pre-recorded. I did it with Audacity, which is a music editing tool that you can download, and I learned how to take my favorite instrumental music, some powerful, motivating instrumental music that I took from like Spotify, and I got them into Audacity, and then I recorded my own voice walking myself through the morning ritual, the things that I'd chosen. Now, I didn't wait until I had this perfect, because if I'm a kind of a perfectionist, and if I waited until I had the perfect recipe for a morning ritual, I'd never get it made. I simply made that first morning ritual, and I've been following it. And there are definitely some things I want to change, and as soon as I get the chance, I'm going to change some parts of my morning ritual. And I have changed several parts. I just want you to know that what I encourage you to do, if it's really hard to get yourself to do your morning ritual, you can record it. You can set it to music. You can just put it on your head and you can listen to it. Now, however, if that's really hard and you think that's a big task and just creating that recording is keeping you from doing a morning ritual, keeping you from stepping into a level 10 state in the morning, then I encourage you, I implore you to do whatever works for you. The best morning ritual is the one you will do. Okay? The best morning ritual and the best soul activation, the best thing that you can do for yourself is whatever you will do for yourself, okay? Because if I tell you to do something, if I tell you to meditate, if I tell you to go for a walk, if I tell you to shake yourself up, if I tell you to dance, if I tell you to do all these things that I think are so awesome and help me to get into a level 10 peak state, but you don't actually do them, then it's pointless. Those are not the best things. I gave you a bunch of advice and you didn't follow it. So the best thing is for you to pick the things that will work for you. So you pick whatever you can from what I'm about to tell you, and you try that in the morning, and you raise your level, okay, and get to a higher state of creation. What do I do? So my recording starts, the music kicks in, and then it says, this is a great day. This is the only day you've got. You're alive now. So, make it a great day. And I ask myself, though, actually right before that, to check in. How's your body? How's your spirit? How are you feeling right now on a scale of 1 to 10? So that I want to say it out loud. And I declare what it is. It's usually like a 3 or a 4. And I do that so that I can see at the end of this ritual, which is normally about an hour long now. But make it 15 minutes if that's all you'll do. It doesn't have to be an hour long. Anyway, my ritual's about an hour. But I want to see at the end of that by declaring again out loud what my state is. I want to know that I actually raised my state to a peak level. So the first thing I do is declare it. And then I actually tell myself to ask my intuitive question for the day. Now, part of my ritual right now is that before I go to bed at night, I write down or I create an intuitive question for the night. And so I ask myself something like, who am I being now that I have 10 times the income with even more amazing adventures and more exciting work? Or I'll say, who am I being now that I am, the most amazing husband? Or how do I create even more? How do I solve even more problems and create even more wealth and have even more fun today? Some kind of a question like that I ask myself at night a couple times. Then I go to sleep. And then in the morning, my morning ritual says, now ask yourself that question and write down the first 3 things that come to your mind. Don't question them. They may not seem to have anything to do with what I asked myself, but if I say, who am I being today now that I have 10 times the income and with more amazing adventures, I might get some kind of an intuition as I sit there in the morning, right after I've woken up. First thing that comes to my mind, because I asked myself that question last night and I slept on it, it's going to tell me some kind of intuition about, well, I'm the person who today makes a video about morning rituals, or whatever that intuition is. And I write that down. And I'm going to use that to kind of craft my day. So that's the first part of my ritual. After that, I give myself an entire instrumental song to write what I'm thinking. And then it also says, and what am I grateful for at the end of that? So inside that same instrumental song, write down, express sincere gratitude for something. So I want to feel that gratitude right now. Then it says, now, while you're listening to your affirmations, get up and get a drink of water, use the restroom, and get dressed for a walk. And that water is super important because your body needs water to get it kicked off in the day. So water is what it says. But then I also use the restroom and get ready for a walk, get dressed. And all of that takes like 3 songs. I have 3 instrumental songs. Actually, one of them is not instrumental. It's that David Archuleta song, Glorious. I like that one. And so but during the other 2 instrumental songs, I have recorded my voice speaking my positive affirmations to myself. Things like, I am a child of God with infinite worth, and I'm always taken care of, and God loves me and accepts me, and I'm always more than enough, and things just work out for me, and I'm a completely unique expression of creation, and I fully accept and I fully love myself, and nobody's got it better than me. I have a great life, and I should just be held and be still and know God. And I also tell myself a whole bunch of other things, like I am positive energy, and I am programmed to move, to shift from into neutral and into positive energy, and being positive energy is exhilarating and exciting. And so these are some things that I tell myself. Whatever it is that you want to tell yourself, the positive things you want to think about yourself and believe about yourself with absolute certainty, telling yourself those affirmations, recording them and listening to them. Because again, if you're just going to rely on yourself to say them to yourself every day, to look in the mirror and say them to yourself, I know some people do that. If you can do that, good on you. Do it. But if you find it really hard to remember to speak your positive affirmations, record them and listen to them. Let them percolate in your mind so that you start to believe them. It really does work. The first 30 days or so, you may not believe them. You may fight against them. The next 30 days, you're going to be kind of, okay, maybe I can get used to hearing me tell myself just how good I am, how great I am. But at the end of 60 days, you're there, and you start acting differently because you certainly believe the things you've been telling yourself about yourself. So affirmations, getting ready for that walk. At the end of those 3 songs, I do some breath work, some breathing. Okay, it says sit down, take a seat, and breathe 30 quick, deep breaths. That's 10. I do 30 of them. I actually breathe into the system so I can hear myself breathing, and I just do it. And then at the end of the 30 breaths, it says, hold your breath. And it says, now think of something think of something that you're deeply grateful for. Be grateful. Feel gratitude right now. And I think about that for a few seconds. Then it says, take 30 more breaths. And breathing deeply like that and holding your breath, that starts to make you feel so good. You get so high just on breathing. And then I hold my breath again, and it says, now think of what you're creating as if it's already been created, and think of how amazing and how grateful you are. And so I visualize that compelling future that I'm creating that is coming to me. And I enjoy that in that moment. And then I do 10 deep breaths where I breathe into my belly and then into my lungs. I think it's called holotropic breathing or something, but it's this. And I do 10 of those. Hold my breath again, and then I once again repeat some of my affirmations, and I say, now just be in that state of gratitude for everything that you have and are, and I sit there in that. Then I shift from that breathing into a period of meditation. There's some music and instrumentals where I'm just talking about being grateful and sitting in that gratitude and focusing on it, but also I do box breathing. So I'm doing a little more breathing here because breathing just makes you feel so good when you just get so alive with your breathing. So I'll do like that you breathe in, hold it, breathe out, hold it, breathe in, hold it, breathe out, hold it. And that's box breathing. And I'll focus on that. That's a little form of meditation. I'll do that for a song. And then I have a whole 20 minutes of recorded time with like this life meditation sounds. And I've bought it. I bought a track that has the binaural beats and things. And right there I insert it into my morning ritual. And I actually speak a mantra, which I actually say on the recording, sha ring, sha ring. And the point is that I force myself into a meditative state right there because I'm listening already to I don't have to remember to do it later in the day or whatever. My recorded ritual takes me through a 20-minute meditation. And I do that. And after the meditation, I say, now come back to reality. Now get up, and it's time to go for a mantra walk. And I repeat to myself on my recording a handful of questions I could be asking myself. They're just like the questions I asked in the morning. Who am I being now that I have 20 times the income with more amazing adventures and less work? And I ask myself, who am I being in my marriage or whatever? I have several questions that I ask myself that are designed to help me think about how I'm showing up today at a level 10 state to create the life that I want. And so I ask several of these questions on the recording with the intent for me to pick just one. And I go out on a morning walk. And now I have 2 instrumental songs that play while I'm on that morning walk. And I'm supposed to ask myself the question over and over. I find myself like moving my hands as I'm walking. I'm doing this thing where I'm visualizing myself pulling to me love, gratitude, energy, wealth, abundance, and I'm pushing out also my service and my contribution and the way that I'm solving problems for other people. So I'm doing this movement with my hands where I'm visualizing everything coming to me and my compelling future coming to me. And I'm visualizing while I'm on my mantra walk, serving other people and doing great things for other people and coaching and lifting other people to prosperity and teaching others to receive infinite love and light and creating amazing adventures. I'm visualizing all of this while I'm walking one song out and one song back. And this morning walk is super important. It gets you grounded. It clears your head. And again, I'm doing this mantra walk, so I'm asking myself the same question over and over and over again while I'm visualizing everything so amazing. Then I come back from my mantra walk, and the next instrumental song my recording says to me, now write your inspiration, write your intuition that you received on your mantra walk. So I start writing that, the answers to the question I was asking myself. I'm going to make this video today or whatever it is. And then it says, and commit to one thing, one bit of intuition and inspiration that you receive that you're going to do today. The one that's most exciting, that's most energizing for me, the one that I truly feel is like, this is my purpose for today. This is going to get me closer to my compelling future that's on its way. And I commit and I tell myself, and you are powerful in your word. You will do that thing. And so I say, yes, I will. And I write that down and I tell somebody else too. I've got some mastermind groups or some accountability groups that I reach out to them and I say, this is my intuitive action for today. And that's when I tell them exactly what I'm going to do. And the next day I report back to them and I tell them whether I did it or not. So that's part of my morning ritual. Right after I've done that, I actually also engage in a little bit of journaling with myself. My ritual says, have a journal conversation with God or with your higher self or with the universe or whatever. And so I say, hi, God. And then I write immediately what comes to my mind. Hi, Steve. And I say, thanks for loving me. And he said, no problem. I love you so much or whatever. And I just free write. And it's amazing what comes out of that. I can't even begin to express the kind of intuition and the kind of breakthroughs and revelations I've had just by free writing what I feel to be a conversation with God or with my higher self or with the universe. There's so much knowledge and wisdom that comes from that. And I do that for a song. After I'm done with that writing, my ritual then, what does it do next? I commit to it, and I think the next thing is just dance. I have a song that I love to dance to. It's an instrumental piano guy's version of fight song, and I get really into it and I just dance ecstatically, which means however my body moves me. I don't care who's watching. I'll do it if my family's around or my wife or whatever, and I just really get into that music, and it feels so amazing to dance and to get your body moving and to listen to that music and to just be in it. And I visualize here everything coming to me. I'm again saying, look, my compelling future is on its way. I believe it. I have certainty. And I get so excited thinking about it and visualizing it. And specifically, that fight song Piano Guys thing has piano notes constantly. Just I visualize my fingers doing this with the piano keys, and with every pounding of the piano, to me, I visualize that's just wealth and abundance coming to me with every piano note. So that's what I do for that song. There's also a moment where the song slows down and I tell myself in my ritual, now stretch for a second. Stretch your muscles. Stretching feels so good. It also keeps you, relaxed and limber is the word that's popping into my mind. But, it's good to stay stretched and to be flexible. So I stretch for a second. Then I go back to dancing. At the end of the song, my ritual tells me, now for this next song, pray, talk to God. Talk to him about the day, but also go and do, these are kind of the last instructions I give myself before I sign off at the end of this song, but it tells me to go and do that thing that I committed to, that intuitive action, actually go get it done. And my morning ritual also tells me to go and work out. Okay, so I've got it scheduled. You've got to have it in your schedule, the workout time, but I'm telling myself, now go work out. And I run 3 times a week, and I lift weights 2 times a week, and I do some Pilates once a week. So that's my general schedule. I really enjoy other forms of activity, but those are my workout schedules. And so it says, now go work out. And then it also tells me, and afterwards, take a cold shower. And this is one that I learned from Tony Litster. It's also a Wim Hof thing. So the idea that when you get in that cold shower and you spray yourself, oh, that clears your mind. Whoo, that wakes you up. Oh, that lifts your energy state again. And then at the end also of this whole ritual and everything, talking to myself, I say, now check in. Where's the state of your body, of your mind, of your spirit right now? How are you feeling? And at this point, I'm a 10. I've gone from a 3 or 4 in the morning to a 10, and I feel fantastic. And at other points throughout the day, 2 or 3 times throughout the day, or as often as I can remember, there's more that I'm going to do where I'm going to, one of them that I get from Tony Robbins is whenever I'm feeling that slump or that slouch, I did it at the beginning of this video, I'm going to get up, I'm going to stand up, I'm going to get in a power pose, I'm going to yell, yeah, and I'm going to say, yes, 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 I'm going to say, I am positive energy. And so I really get into that, but I'm also going to take a second and I'm going to breathe again, maybe 5 times, because breathing just feels so good. And I'm going to sit there, then I'm going to relax, and I'm going to get into that intuitive state, and I'm going to listen. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to listen for what intuition is going to tell me, and I'm going to commit to do whatever it is that I feel inspired in that moment to do. That's not my morning ritual. What I'm talking about now is that a few times throughout the day, I stop, I pause, I get out of my head, and I get back into that peak state with energy, with breathing, with other things that make me feel good. So that throughout the whole day, I'm operating at a level 10, and I'm showing up with my wife and my children and in my business and in everything that I'm trying to create, and making the right decisions because I'm in the right state and because I have this faith that I am doing the right things. Now, once again, you don't have to do any of the ritual I've just described for you. I hope it helps, but you need to do something that works for you. Whatever works for you and whatever you're willing to do, that's the thing that is the best for you. Okay, so I've described a long ritual that takes me an hour to get through, and that I had to prepare. I had to work hard to create this recording, and it takes so long because of the meditation and the walk and everything. And then I go work out. You may not have time for all that. Oh, by the way, in order to do all this, I did have to decide to get up earlier. I started getting up 2 hours earlier than when I was previously. I'd been waking up, grabbing my phone, reading the news, looking at YouTube, looking at Facebook, starting the day off at a level 3-4, staying at a level 3-4 throughout the day, and that's how I started my day. And I probably started it at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I was sleeping in. This was me as a self-employed person, not really producing in my business, waking up late, really not doing much because I was just so exhausted all the time. But now that I've decided to have this morning ritual, yeah, I get up at 6 in the morning. I get up 2 hours earlier, and my morning ritual fits just fine there. I wasn't even getting started on anything until 8 o'clock in the morning anyway beforehand. And when I was getting started on it, it was all garbage because I was operating from such a low state. But now I've got this morning ritual that includes working out and everything else from 6 to 8 in the morning. It's the thing that I will do. It's because I'm telling it to myself, on my headphones, and I get it done. And when 8 o'clock rolls around, I'm in a level 10 peak energy state. I'm ready to produce, and things are getting done. Okay, so whatever you will do, you do, and whatever makes you feel good. Okay, so here are some ideas. I've already talked about meditation being one that makes you that's a part of my ritual that makes you feel good. I want to emphasize the 3 specifics that come from Tony Litster, one of my mentors and coaches. He talks about drinking water every morning. Try that. Get water into your system first thing in the morning. He talks about getting out for a walk every day. He says he can notice when his clients haven't gone for their walk for the day. It really grounds you. It really gets your brain into the right state. Take a walk, okay? And he talks about, water and breathing. The breathing is the other thing that Tony Litster really emphasizes that everybody should do. Because he says, look, it only takes 30 seconds to get a drink of water. You can make your walk be just 2 minutes. Everybody's got 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Step outside. 1 minute out, 1 minute back. 2 minutes. Make a walk. And he talks about breathing. We all breathe anyway. Sit down and breathe for a minute. Breathe 30 quick breaths. And that breathing, it's amazing when you do 30 quick breaths or 10 really deep breaths. How instantly you get into this, it up levels you and you feel high. You feel better. Okay, so water, walk, breathe. Those are easy. The whole ritual of water, walk, breathe can take 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Do that every day. Then meditation's amazing. It allows you to separate. If you're already doing those things, meditation is a next level. ritual thing, because it allows you to separate from thinking about your worries, from thinking about your fears, from thinking about your past and all the things you did wrong. You get out of that state and you just learn to train your mind to be still. And then from there, you can shift into positive energy. You can shift into your compelling future, and you can be in control of your mind. Because when you're in control of your mind, then you're going to be in control of all the things that you do all day long. So meditation is key for a ritual. But other things include just getting fresh air and sunlight, which you get on your walk. That makes you feel good. Other things that make you feel good include that cold shower I talked about. Give it a try. It's amazing. You can take a warm shower after like 30 seconds of a cold shower, but give that a try. Other things that feel good are dancing, the movement that I put in there. Okay, that just makes you feel good. So does stretching. Okay, smiling or laughter feels good. I forgot to mention that I've signed up for a daily email that comes into me that's a joke every day. And so after this whole ritual, when I finally do grab my phone and I read my email, one of the first emails I read is a joke every day. Makes me laugh, makes me smile. So that's a good way to stay positive, and it feels good. Stretching, exercising makes you feel good. So, obviously it hurts. You're pushing yourself, but you're getting stronger and it feels great. So get some exercise in there. Hugs, okay, and cuddling with someone you love. Go give your spouse, your significant other, a hug in the morning. Won't that make them feel good? And it makes you feel good. Hug your children in the morning. Sex feels great. If you want to throw that into a morning ritual, for a lot of us, maybe one member or both members of your companionship, your partnership, enjoy sex in the morning instead of in the evening. If you've got some time or something or whatever, or even if you don't have time and you make it a surprise, that feels great. You can try that as part of your morning ritual. Serving and giving feels good. Listening to music feels good. I forgot to mention that just listening to good instrumental and uplifting music feels good, and that's why it's a part of my ritual too. Expressing yourself, being heard feels good. If there's some way that you can do that, write it out. Write down the things, your thoughts. That makes you feel good. That's part of why I do that journaling every day. Express gratitude feels good. It makes you feel good when you are grateful for things, which is the reason why I think about it when I'm meditating after my breathing. It's why I write down one thing I'm really grateful for. Sitting up, opening up, standing in your power pose. Yeah! I forgot to mention that I actually do that right at the beginning of my dance. That fight song. One of the reasons I like the fight song dance is because I like to, get into it, And so just getting into that power pose and standing up straight and strong and being strong makes you feel good. Yelling, cheering, woohoo, hooping, hollering, woo, makes you feel good. Listening to affirmations makes you feel good. After you've gotten past the first couple months where you're disagreeing with them and where you don't really believe them, when you start to hear just awesome things about how you're a child of God with infinite worth, or whatever it is you're telling yourself, that abundance is coming to you, that makes you feel good, okay? Sleeping makes you feel good. Make sure you get enough sleep. For me, I've figured out what it is. You got to figure out how much is good enough sleep for you. For me, 7.5 hours. So I got to make sure my bedtime, if I'm getting up at 6, I got to be to bed by, what is that? 10:30, I think. 10:30, 7.5 hours. That's the bedtime. It all of a sudden it felt weird. So getting enough sleep, eating healthy food makes you feel better. Eating comfort food also makes you feel better. I don't recommend doing any of the eating first thing in the morning though, but just knowing what makes you feel good, because when you're in the middle of the day and you're in a slump state and you're not feeling good or whatever, you might just need to sit there for a second, take a deep breath, and listen to the intuition and ask yourself, what do I need to do right now? And your body may tell you, go get something to eat. You're starving. It may tell you, go get a drink of water, which, by the way, keep a bottle of water at your workstation and drink that. That's another part of the ending part of my ritual says, go get a bottle of water and get to work. It also tells me to turn on good, inspiring music to work with so that I can create. And my ritual also tells me to spend the first hour of my day in deep, hard, focused concentration, creative work. Don't go to my phone right after I'm done with my ritual and my exercise. It's time to create right then. And then later I can get to my phone. So, man, I have told you a whole bunch of things. I've given you a whole bunch of information. I hope you've taken some notes. I hope some of this is helpful. I think there's a few other things that I haven't mentioned that can make you feel good. Cuddling with your pet can make you feel good. Again, performing acts of service or giving can make you feel good. Crying, getting that emotion out can make you feel good. Praying, saying prayers, that's part of my ritual. I told you that can make you feel good. What else? Getting a massage. Schedule some regular massages if you can with a chiropractor, with a masseuse or whatever. Go get a chiropractic adjustment, or just with your significant other. Plan some massages. These things make you feel good. I'm saying the goal here is to help yourself to plan in your schedule, in your morning ritual, from the first thing in the day, throughout the day, several times throughout the day and throughout the week. Find ways to get yourself into that level 10 peak state where you feel amazing, where you feel good, because then you can create good things. Because then if you're in a positive state, a positive energetic level 10 state, you can create the life you want to create. And you're not always going to be always in that positive energy. I mean, just the other day, I realized that I had this limiting belief in me that I was telling myself that maintaining a positive energy state all the time is difficult, it's challenging, it's exhausting, it's overwhelming, it's tiring. I was telling myself those things. And that's probably just because I'd never really done it. And I've been living in kind of a negative low energy state. Again, I told you when I was, I own my own businesses and I work from home, and so there was this space where I was getting up late and I was running through the day in a negative low energy state, and I'd been in that state for so long. When you've done the wrong thing for so long, doing the right thing can feel wrong. And I'll say that again. When you do the wrong thing for so long, doing the right thing can feel wrong. Just like when I learned to run on the front half of my feet. I run, like I say, 3 times a week, and several years ago, I learned that I was supposed to run on the mid to front portion of my feet, not on the back. And switching to running on the correct part of my feet just felt so weird. It felt so wrong, but it was right. And now it feels great. Now it feels wonderful. Now I love it. It's done so much for helping my speed and my strength and my muscles and my joints. The point is, doing the right thing feels weird and awkward at first. You're not used to it. That's growth. You push through it anyway. So deciding to get up early feels weird. It feels hard. It's annoying, but you do it anyway. And then after a while, it'll feel good. Giving yourself those affirmations feels weird. It feels wrong, but it's the right thing to do. And screaming and yelling in the middle of the day and going, yeah, that just feels weird. It feels like people are going to judge you, but it feels like the right thing to do. Look, my voice just raised after I did that. I just feel so much more energy after doing that. It is the right thing to do. It gets me into a higher energy state. Okay, so all of these things, setting up for yourself a good ritual and following it. I didn't even like following a schedule. I didn't like telling myself I should be doing all these things. Look, it's not about should. I want to be. I want to be in a higher peak energy state. I want this energy and this happiness and this excitement. And again, my breakthrough the other day was I was telling myself that maintaining a high level of energy and excitement all the time is exhausting and impossible. Well, the thing is, I believe that because that's what I'd known. And telling myself that I was going to try to be positive felt like it was wrong and fake. And the thing is, though, I am who I choose to be. And I'm in whatever energy state I choose to create for myself. There's no fakeness about it, okay? Am I going to have negative moments? Yeah, in the last 24 hours, I've counted 5. I know when they happen now because I'm holding myself at a positive state, that when some negative energy happens, when I have some poor interaction with my wife or with my children or with some friend or with a vendor or with a customer, I immediately recognize it, or with somebody in my mastermind group. All of this kind of stuff has happened in the last couple of days, and I've immediately recognized, oh, there's a bad vibe here because my energy level just drops. And I noticed it when I was talking to you and I slumped down in my chair. I just know that I need to get back up. And I can feel the energy level drop now. And so I can get back into that state. And over the last 24 hours, I've shortened the period. This is the goal, to shorten the period that you're in that negative state. Yes, bad and negative things will happen in your life. Yes, life is challenging. It will be. It has to be. It's life. And you don't have to stay in that negative energy state for more than just a little bit of time. You can shift yourself by making yourself feel good with, again, the morning ritual gets you started off feeling good, but then you can do some of those things throughout the day to get you back into that peak energy state. So that is why I have a morning ritual. It's to keep myself in a peak energy state and to create good things throughout the day. I've shared with you what my morning ritual is, and I've encouraged you to take some of those things and apply them in your own life. But please, pick the things that work for you. Water, walk, breathe. Those are the 3 that Tony Litster says that you should start with. But Tony Robbins is talking about throughout the day, getting into that positive state. Pick the things that work for you. I've told you why. I've told you what. I invite you to do it. If you've just heard this, if you've just watched this, okay, and you don't make a change in your life, what a waste of your time. You just wasted a half an hour. I hope that you've taken some notes, but not just notes, but you've mentally decided I'm going to do that thing. I'm going to try this thing, whatever it is, to get myself into a peak energy state. And don't let anything hold you back. Do it. Commit to do it, okay? Make your life better in that way. Be more positive. Feel that positive energy, okay? And create a better life for yourself. If you have any questions or comments, please chime in the chat below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what I forgot. If there's, I think somebody told me that they have a list of like 200 things that not that they do every day, but that can make you feel better, or that might be a part of a good morning ritual or something. If I've forgotten some ideas, put them in the chat below. Let other people know what you do for your morning ritual. Okay? So what do you do for your morning ritual? What do you do to get yourself in a peak energy positive state? And what are your thoughts and questions? Put them down there below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Come back and listen to, I've got more videos like this where I'm trying to help you level up your life to have more freedom and more wealth and more adventure. And go ahead and like this video and share it with your friends. Thanks so much. Have a great day.